Hi crafters! This is Created and Crafting with Shirley Martin, featuring Stampin' Up! Products. Here's our Christmas catalog, and I say Christmas because it has August through December, which includes also fall items. But today I'm going to concentrate on trimming the sweet town, and this is some of the things that you can make with it. Here's the sweet. And here's all the items that you can get with it. Lovely paper. You save 10% when you buy the coming home bundle, which is the dies and the stamps. Of course, you get the beautiful embellishments, the ribbon, and something interesting to note, that $3 of this set is donated to charities for adoption, foster care, and infertility. And I love that factor. So of course, this is going to be my Christmas cards this year. Be sure and look for this catalog online on my site. I'll have the link down below. These are the two sets that we're going to be using, and I should show you that set also. It is in our Christmas catalog. I don't know why I keep saying that, because it's really more than that. It is a favorite of mine. It's coming back from last year. And this tree and this paper is just gorgeous. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a video on this because I love this set. It was my favorite from last year. I'm so glad it's back. And this little tinsel, you can't really see it right here. It is just adorable on this tree. So stay tuned. This is going to be a good one too. The paper that comes with this set that we're doing today is really fun, and I've cut into it so you're not going to be able to see a lot of it. But these houses, and look at this paper, look at the mountains. Is that not fun? Look at that. They're all having a good time. It is a Christmas town unlike Houston because it has snow. These little wreaths can be die cut out, and then you've got all kinds of people and trees and forests and skaters and tiny little houses. And of course the back side, like all of our paper, has beautiful background designs. This is fun because you can use all the different sayings and put it on your cards, cut them all out. I have several friends that I give the German sayings to. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. This particular die set also allows you to cut out the houses and some of the other elements out of this paper. So let's say I want to cut this house out. I just put this on the die and cut them all out. And that's what you see over here. I've done a whole page of that. And I started to cut into another page. That's why it's not whole. The other element of this particular set is the fact that you have this die and this die. And when you use those, they look like this. You can have snow hills, and they can be all different kinds. However you decide that you want to make your hills sloping. They can be woohoo sledding, or they can just be little tiny slopes. And then same with your trees. You can make your trees all kinds of hills to it. So it's a fun way to be able to stack it up, and then you can like tuck these houses inside the snowy hills. Isn't that just fun? I have seen some of these lit up and done with lighting. That is a fun thing to do, and then hang it on the wall. So there's lots of possibilities with this. Well, we're going to start. Oh, I wanted to show you this. In the paper there are half cut out houses. So like that one is halfway there, that one is halfway, even that one is halfway. don't discard those. You can use those. Let me show you. I took the scenery set or paper, this one, and I cut it 3 3/4, 3 3/4, and then 3 3/4, and then I cut it by 5 by 5 by 5. And what I came up with were these fun cards. Look at these. Let me move our elements so that they don't go flying all over the place. And I'll try to find my house, and I can't. So look at these cards just done by cutting out the paper and adding a few pop-up houses or the car. The car is a stamp. Look at these. I mean, I got 6 cards out of just cutting paper. So if you're a new stamper and you want to get some Christmas cards out, 2 of those sheets can make you 12 cards. So that's a fun way to do it. Now, I'm not sure what this dumb little Volkswagen Bug is doing in the snow, running downhill as fast as he's going without chains. But, you know, you can't fix stupid, and there he is. But today, we're not going to worry about that little Volkswagen because he has decided he would park in front of the house. There you go. This is what we're going to work on. And this particular technique right here, this is again the sponge daubing, but I'm going to use glycerin, and I'll show you why that is very important. I'm going to put this over here, and we're going to start with the 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to turn it horizontally, and these become my palettes. That's a palette. Here's the glycerin, and you can find this in the drugstore area. So it's under, I think, a skin product. I've had it for years. I'm going to start with my light color first. So as I get things ready, I am going to put the Pool Party, and I'm only using 2 colors, Pool Party and Misty Midnight. That's all I need. Oh, if you're using the little car, you're also going to need the Memento. It is our black all around. Use it for when I use my alcohol pens, for stamping anything black. It's the sharpest black you can get. I like it better than StazOn. There we go. Okay, Pool Party. I'm going to daub it in the glycerin, and immediately it starts becoming very, very smooth. And it takes some of that ink off. And I know that in my card, I really only need the Pool Party right in this area. So I'm going to start actually down below and work up, because that's going to be covered by snow, and I want this area to be light. I don't want it too dark. See how smooth it is already? Just that glycerin. And I'm going to leave that. I'll probably need some more to blend with, but I'm not going to put it on right now. And I'm going to use my Misty. I try to keep my daubers really close to the ones that I am using, because I have been known to get them in the wrong spot. Again, I'm going to put a drop on, just a drop. I'm going to grab it. Sorry to get my hand in here, but I want to mix it up, especially the dark. And I always start in the corners, and it makes it smooth. Smoothly coming along. I can always make it darker, but you can never make it lighter. And the reason why I chose the dark up top is because I wanted to be able to have my trees to be seen. They're white trees, and I really wanted them to pop out. So that's why you're seeing that. There's my dark. Now watch, I'm going to come back through with my pool party. I'm getting a little bit on from my palette, and I'm going to blend this. See that line? I'm blending that line. I want the skyline to meet nicely, not abruptly. Sometimes you want it to meet abruptly, like if you're doing a sunset. And now let's take and look at my trees. There we go. Now I can place them further up and just get a little tiny bit. I like this edge here because I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to turn this over and cut it off. And then I can add some snow. Just depending on how much snow I want to add, I can put another layer here. This particular one I happen to cut exact. Let's see, I might want a bigger one. Nope. This is a particularly good, because what I can do is now I can tuck a house in between here. I can say, ooh, I want a house in between that snow. Just lightly tuck him in. Do that. Or put him down here, and then because of distance, we're going to put this one in the back. So now it gives me more depth. See how that works? Okay, here we go. Pretty easy. Take this off. I've already put my dimensionals on the back, and I have the little tiny ones on the trees because you do want to make sure that your trees get dimensionals, because these trees are delicate and they have little tiny trunks. You want to make sure that the trunks stay and the tree stays upright and doesn't bend. I've had my trees bend before. It's not pretty. We don't want bending trees because of heavy snow load. Then we'd have to have an abominable snowman. I have not seen him. I think Stampin' Up! Did have one years ago. I don't have him though. Okay. I want my tree line right about. I want to have a little bit of pool party showing. There we go. Have it on. I am going to shut my ink so I don't get my elbows in it or my fingers. I'm also going to clean my stamp pads so I don't get my elbows or my fingers. These types of things happen. Okay. Now this is where I flip it over, and I'm just going to cut off, not the tree, just the white part, just the snow. And just the snow. There we go. That's a drop of glycerin. You might not be able to see it. It's a tiny little bit. But when we put our saying on there, I don't think you're going to see it. And this, I am only going to put dimensionals on the bottom. And this is the bottom. I knew that. I was just checking to make sure. I want to be able to tuck those houses in between. I'm not going to put any dimensionals up here, only on the bottom. That's the dog. He's decided it's it's time to make snorting noise because I'm filming. There we go. Now what I'm going to do at this stage is I'm going to put the pool party on here because I think it helps add how I'm going to build the card. It gives me just a little more dimensional viewing, if that makes sense. Sometimes I'm such a visual person that I need to see the way it's developing. I want to make sure that's on. There we go. And we're going to tuck our house in. Let's see, I decided this one down here, didn't I? Because it's going to flap down, I'm going to put dimensionals on the roof, but not here. So you can see when you're building cards, there's a little bit of understanding that goes into how you're developing it. So right up here, just along that edge line. And that'll be, I'm going to well place this one so that my chimney doesn't fall down. Nothing worse than a fallen chimney. Gets expensive. We don't want that. There we go. Perfect. So what I will do is pull these off, and I'm going to put this snail down here. Apparently the dog is going to have lots of things to say. And I want a little bit of snow here showing. And there we go. There's my first house. I'm going to tuck this house. I kind of think I want him way up high. What do you think? Or in the snow? No, I think way up high. So I don't want any dimensionals on this house at all, because again, that is, I need to give it depth, and this is going to give me my depth. I'm going to put the tree in front. We don't want to completely bury the door. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you is in the paper, sometimes when they print the paper, there's little pieces that aren't quite cut, right? It's not a whole house. So what you can do is you can use those to add to your paper or to add to your scene. See, there's a house right there. You don't have to see the whole house. Let me show you. I did that with this one here. That's just a partial house. Here's another partial house. It gives just a little personality. There's the partial house. I just thought, why am I throwing this away? I could use that. So there it is. And now, do I want another house? Maybe one right here? Do we want a neighborhood? No. Maybe not. How about up here? And then maybe we should have a car. I kind of like that. Excuse me. Yeah, I like that. I'm not going to pop this one up. What do we think? No, I think flat. So I want to make it, I have to add my car in here. Okay. There's my house. And I already put dimensionals on my car. Okie dokie. I don't know if you can hear TV in the background, but my grandkids are here. So it's their last day before school starts, so they're probably having a good time watching something. Now what I have done is I have used this stamp set, and I put, maybe I didn't. Where's my warm wishes? I'm trying to think which set. Oh, this is the set I used. I have one more set to show you. And I will probably do a class on this too. This has warm wishes from our home to yours, and of course that works perfect with this. But look at the dies and look at the stamps. Ooh, and the paper that comes with this has white fuzzies on the poinsettias, so that's obviously going to be a fun thing for me to do. Okay, so I have warm wishes. I've already stamped it. I die cut out with this set, the die that I showed you, and the warm wishes comes from the poinsettia, and I'm going to put it right up here in that dark sky. And I'm going to pop it up with my dimensionals. And I have some bones. I call this bones. It's because it's the very end of the dimensional pack. And I just use it because why not? It still sticks. Sometimes they're nice to cut the little bones into corners, or maybe little Christmas tree designs so that you can use it on these back of these Christmas trees. And again, I'm going to use my tweezers. And I think before I do that, I'm going to get my Misty Moonlight, and I line this up, use my bone folder, because again, visually it helps me know exactly where I want to put that saying. We'll put this on. Make sure it's even around. Put this back. I think I want it right there. Put it right here. I put Merry Christmas, which also comes from that poinsettia, and then I just took one of those and put it on there just because why not? I've got plenty of my trees. I always like to do just a little something fun on the inside of the card. Because that's partially what makes it handmade, isn't it? There we go. And there is our card. Now, one of the things you saw me use was Wink of Stella. And I want to show you the Wink of Stella and what it does. It's a pen that has glitter and like glue in it. And so I'm going to put some on my trees because snow glistens. Now it does make it not quite so white. So if you want your card to be, pristine white and don't want it to have that glistening look, then you don't have to do this. But I like my snow to glisten a little. And I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but it is glistening. And I'm going to do just the tops of the snow and kind of just brush it in. And I will try and move this around so you can see the snow glisten. It just adds that little extra touch. Okay, let's see if I can get this up here. I don't know. I think when you move it around, you might be able to see it. I know you can on the trees. And there's the inside. Well, thank you, and I hope you enjoy this card. This set is a wonderful value, and keep looking for more things for me to come your way. Look at this. Here's one. I'm going to use that one, that's for sure. Thank you, ladies and crafters.